I think one of the problems with society nowadays is that nobody's willing to challenge themselves or challenge anything that has already been set in place. There's so many things that are just normal that nobody ever questions them or challenges them because that's what worked in the past. But obviously times change, things change, but nobody questions things and nobody challenges things. And that's exactly what I'm going to talk about today. A lot of people say they want to move forward in life, but moving forward is challenging. And a lot of people don't like to challenge themselves. A lot of people just like comfort, stability, and repetitiveness. And that is completely fine. I'm not here to knock you. But if there's something that you say you want, you're going to have to kind of challenge yourself to actually not only get them, but go after them. Because the whole process is a challenge within itself. I know way, way, way too many people who say they want this, say they want that, but when it comes to actually doing the work, they're like, it's too hard, it's too challenging, because it's not a form of instant gratification. They're like, I'm not doing that, it's too challenging. If y'all hear a cat, by the way, it's my sister's cat, it is not my cat. I'm not a cat person. She's been crying, and I'm not dealing with it. So if you hear a cat, please, we're not abusing the cat. I just don't like cats. She wants to come in my room and I'm not letting her in. Back to the point that I was trying to make is there are way, 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 way too many people who say they want something, say they want to do something, say they want to be a part of something, but when they actually are proposed with what's going to go into the process of obtaining those things, they're like, that's too challenging. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just go do what's comfortable and what's easy and stay stuck with where I am. And the thing about that is that can be applied to so many different things, but it's the reason why so many people with unlimited amounts of potential just never unleash it, because they don't have it within themselves to actually go and pursue challenge. You know, in the day and age where things are kind of just, I don't want to go off on a tangent here because this could be broken down so many different ways, especially for me. But in a world where there are so many opportunities for things that were not possible or really obtainable years ago, they're still challenging, but they're a lot more doable than they ever were. And so many people had those dreams then, people have those dreams now. But yeah, it's hard to get there. And it's not certain that you are going to get there, of course. But I always say that you put yourself where you want to be. And yes, that is completely up to you. And of course, some level of skill has to come with that. Whatever it is that you want to do, you're going to have to challenge yourself to do something new or something different that you haven't done before in order to get there. You have to be realistic about what does it really mean to you. You know, if it doesn't really mean much to you, then okay, fine. Then maybe something challenging is just another thing on your plate. Then obviously you've weighed out that it doesn't mean much to you. But, for example, if it's something that is about your future, right, and that's important to you, I hope, then yeah, you're gonna do what's challenging so that you're better off in the future, I assume. I'm going to tell you a story about a time that I did something challenging that I didn't think I was going to be able to get done. But because I challenged myself and kept showing up because these are the results that I wanted, it finally came into play. So around my sophomore year, I became a part of my college's fitness club. And I founded it. We started it because it didn't exist up until me and 3 other people started the club. One of the people was, he was, how do I even say it? Not very liked around campus, right? So it was tough because to get people invested and involved and trust us, we had to get his whole image wiped. And I'm like, damn, this is going to be hard. But I love fitness. Fitness means a lot to me. So I was like, all right, we're going to get this done because I want to bring other people into this. So, you know, we tried and it didn't really work out. People were like, I'm not getting involved with that kid. I'm not joining your club because of that kid. And, you know, we just kept trying, we kept trying. And eventually we had enough people to build something. Right, so obstacle 1, I'm sorry about the cat. Obstacle 1 was, for the most part, out of the way. We had enough people to actually be club status, which is what they called it at my university. Alright, so step 1, done, right? First challenge that we thought was over. Next challenge is, we had to fight the university rules because our university had all these different rules talking about some, you can't do this, you can't, basically saying we couldn't do anything as a fitness club, which it didn't make sense because you have a club that goes rock climbing every week. Anyways, I'm not going to crash out about that now. Story for a different day. We had to fight, we had to fight the school, and it was not going well. We lost that battle, and we didn't have anything to do, so guess what happened? Our club died. It was over. It was done. Right? And I remember I'm like, damn, bro, this, like, all that we put in hours just to get it to that point, just for it to fail. But I was like, nope, I want this shit to happen, so I'm gonna make it happen. So some stuff happened, and I kind of fell off the deep end. I was MIA, and basically everything I wanted to do was put off to the side, and I was just not doing things for a while. But then it got really bad, and I started powerlifting. Um, and that's when it all came full circle to me again. I started getting back into fitness and actually taking care of myself like I had been before all that bad stuff happened. And that was hard. That was challenging to get myself out of that place to be back into a place where I can be productive, be myself, and chase the things that I like again. That was hard. That was not easy. And again, it comes back to what? Challenge. At this point, I finally come back from all the stuff that happened. I start, like, actually, I'm officially a powerlifter. I'm competing in the USAPL at this point. And I do another competition, put up a state record, and I go 9 for 9, best lifter at the meet. Just, I'm hype. Like, everything, like, electric, right? So I'm like, okay, I love this, and I've known that I've loved this. Now I really want to bring this back to my school. My school had never had a powerlifting team. They never had a club. The fitness club failed. And in my head, I'm like, I want this community at my school. And mind you, I'm going into my senior year. So even if I build this, I have nothing to lose and not much to gain because I won't get to see it in full effect because of how long it takes. But I'm like, you know what? That's a challenge. I'm up for it. So fast forward a little bit. I gather some of the best people I know. 2 of them ended up flaking out. That's just how it goes. But one of my best friends to this day, he locked in. Me and him sat down, and it was hours of training, designing, reaching out, emails, recruiting. It was a lot. It was a lot, but I wanted it so bad that the challenge didn't mean anything to me, right? So I was spending hours weekly as the sole person running the club. I was doing the marketing, the images, the recruiting, the meetings, the meeting plans, submit, like, everything, you name it, I was doing it. Because he was in Spain. So we were on different time zones. He wasn't even in person yet. So I was doing everything. I set up 2 competitions by myself, recruited an entire member, like an entire club of people. And the meet was electric. The kids had so much fun. Their friends showed up. We had teachers and staff showing up saying, like, yo, this is amazing. This is special. And it was challenging, but I did it. And I'm not going to say I did it myself in the sense of I had a lot of friends that came and helped me. I had friends that came and did photography. I had friends that came to judge spot. So I'm not going to say I did it myself. But organizing everything and doing all the challenging stuff, yeah, I'm going to have to take credit for that one because I did that. And, I never did it really for anything in my return. I didn't compete in the competitions. I didn't really gain much from it. I didn't do this to gain anything. I really did it to prove to myself, like, all right, if there's something challenging, if you put yourself to it, you can do it. So I did it. And the super sick thing that happened is I remember I got an email about some University Spirit Awards, and I'm like, what is that? I've never heard of that before. So I'm like texting my friends like, yo, have you ever been invited to this? You know what this is? You know what this is? No. So I show up and I find out that I won not one but 2 awards for my involvement in the campus because I did a lot of other things. That's stories for different videos, but mainly because of my my powerlifting club that I put together. That was challenging, and now that those 2 awards are gonna be a part of my lifetime resume, saying like, yo, he did something challenging. He's rewarded with this, and it was a good feeling. And the crazy part is actually that same day I had my powerlifting club event. 10 minutes before that, I had to run upstairs and change and then go upstairs. Like, I was just, like, challenge in college, bro? No. I had, like, nothing was challenging. I had time to do that, time to game. I was in 2 bands. Like, challenge is what you make it. If you want to get this stuff done, you're going to get it done. You don't even have to sweat it. You're going to definitely have to make some sacrifice and definitely have to have some sort of structure and planning and systems in your life to make it all happen. But really, challenge isn't that hard. It just depends on the individual and how they approach that challenge. So my latest and greatest thing is I want to try and do 20 YouTube videos in 2.5 months. I want to see what can happen in terms of my growth, what I put out, and what the metrics it doesn't necessarily matter if there's something different between the two of us in terms of what you want and what I want. Challenge is always still going to be present in those wants, right? Let's say you want to be a software engineer coming right out of college. Chances are you're looking for $100,000 a year, right? Okay, the job market ain't hot right now, and I don't really know much about software development, but I assume AI can and is playing some form of part in that process, right? There's your challenge. You have to learn to be better than whatever your counterpart is so that you can go land that $100,000 job, right? For me, I don't want to work for those kind of people, so I'm done trying to, no. But the point being is no matter what it is, if you want to be the owner of your own company, obviously that's challenging because you need a clientele or whatever your product, you need people to buy your shit. It's going to be challenging, but if you want to do it, you're going to have to get it done. Fight through the challenge, come up with your plans, stop being lazy because realistically, there is time to do it. I'm a powerlifter, I'm a self-taught guitarist, also building a videography business, also creating social media content, also coaching athletes in powerlifting and body composition. There is time. And granted, I'm only 23, so I don't have the most responsibilities in the world, but I do have 3 younger siblings that I have to take care of at times. And I live at home, yes, but the caveat is the living situation is a little different, so I have responsibilities around here too that I have to do. So if I can tend to all that, plus slowly build my stuff up, I think there's enough time in your day to get what you want to get done. So if anything that I said relates to you, resonates well with you, or you just like hearing my story, hit that subscribe button because this is video number 1. We got 19 left. Follow and subscribe, gang.